I just want to go just to go. Yeah. All right. Shalom, shalom. Keepers of sheep back on the highways and byways. Prophesied downfall of America, aka Babylon the Great. We are the Hebrew Israelites, prophesying to the Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, before we begin, we'd like to first start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, and Shalom to the hopefully elect. All right, and today's camp title will be Everyone You Know Will Take the You Know What, right? And of course, today's camp is inspired by the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, right? But the main focus of today's camp title will be Revelation 13 and 16, right? A future prophecy concerning what? Concerning the way you buy, the way you sell, all right? The way you conduct your everyday lives, all right? As society is changing, all right, the way that we, you know, the cash system, the barter system, the money system, it also changes, all right? We're soon to be in a digital, all right, all digital currency, all right? I remember y'all went to see the Elder Manal about Jim in South Carolina 08. The brother, Yatazawan, he gave his testimony about, you know, how he came into 100% truth, all right? And that was through the breakdown of Revelation 13 and 16, all right? That being the what? What would that be? The RFID chip, all right? But, you know, in simple terms, matter of fact, somebody grab that, Revelation 13, 16 real quick. Because, you know, people think about the Bible and don't think about microchips or digital currency, all right, or, you know, today's society, all right. The Bible is it's a living book, all right. Got that?
This is the book of Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. It says that he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, bond and free, to receive a mark.
It says to receive a mark, all right. And when you go into that word mark, is the Greek word is charagma, all right. And that means like an edging, or it's like a cut, all right, meaning incision, all right, meaning something has to be inserted inside of you, all right. You have to have a mark, not on top of your skin, but inside of your skin, right? And with this mark, go ahead and finish it. We'll start back at the top.
Top of verse 16, it says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, bond and free, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark.
So with this mark is how you will buy, sell, go to work, get gas, all right, watch TV, get on the internet. You're gonna watch YouTube, TikTok, all right, these things. Soon you will need this mark in order to be a part of society, all right, to be a part of everyday society, all right. You're coming, you're going, you will need this mark, all right, or you face the consequences of what? Being excluded, all right, from society.
I just want to read this from the blood about, because you hear it right on the head, but this is the carotid, or that mark in blue letter, and it goes into a scratch. It says for etching, it says stamp. It says as a badge of servitude. It says sculpted figure, graven or marked. And you know, like how the elder apostles was going to something that's graven, like people that make tombstones, for instance. They have like people that put images or stuff like that on tools. So they have to break. It has to be a literal cut, a literal mark. That's why it goes into the stamp or being like it says a badge of servitude. So whenever you take this MOTB or this RFID, that's gonna be your badge of servitude as you serving the system, serving the beast, serving the South Eagle. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be your badge for society. Again, like you said, to be included in the East Side system, man. You know, this beast got something.
Yeah, I was gonna say to ultimately make you a slave because in the ancient days, when a man would have a slave, he would mark his slave. All right, his slave would take his mark, and you would take you would take your brand. All right, you would get it fiery hot, and you would stamp your slave with your mark to identify your slave, right?
Kind of like Q-Dog stuff. Like people that do like Greek mythology, not Greek mythology, but what's it called? Like Greek
Yeah, it's Greek song, but
yeah.
Oh yeah, you talking about that alpha stuff?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But at work, he was what's it called? He still got his big old. He's like 24 years old. He still got his big old Q-Dog. You know what I'm saying?
so he belonged to.
You know what I'm saying? So that's his badge of servitude.
And that same way on the left hand, all right, those who worship and serve this beast, all right, they're gonna have a mark. Also, those on the right hand have a mark, and that mark is the mark of redemption. What is it? Redemption or exemption? God, exemption from what? All right, from Jacob's trouble, man. All right.
And that mark, like you want to say, that mark of exemption is more of a spiritual mark.
God.
And then just going back to my point, just a quick point, like you were saying, how a lot of people they don't look at the RFID or the MTB as a physical, literal thing in the scriptures because you know how it's broke down in similitudes.
God.
But like you said, like in going to people look at it like you got media doctrine or different people, saying things like, oh, the MOTB is black women, or it's sin, or it's Esau, or different many shit that people come up with. Like I said, people not looking at it as because people not, and like you said earlier, it's like it was going back into how Shaw's coming in that spirit. People don't understand prophecy, so people don't understand that this system is gonna lead to that. It's gonna lead to a MOTB, a mark of the beast, the RFID. You know what I'm saying? Because it all lines up with prophecy. Like a white woman or sin being the mark of the beast, and what align with prophecy. You know what I'm saying?
Come. Now you're absolutely right, man. And that's why, going back to the title at hand, everyone you know will take the you know what. All right, now you know what, being the RFID. All right, the micro C-hip. All right, the microchip. Because let's be honest, man. Everybody want to eat. All right, everybody want to go to the shopping mall. Everybody want to be able to get on the internet. Everybody want to be a part of today's society. All right, that's why if you look at here it is, it's Friday afternoon. Downtown. In order to do this in the near future, you're gonna need that RFID chip. In order, cause you come downtown to do what? Buy. All right, you buy a drink, buy something to eat.
Look at people. It's like look at people spend their lives on whatever habit they got. That's crack, weed, vape, motherfuckers. Video game. Motherfuckers spend their lives $20 on VC.
Hair. You got Eve. Hair, nails, lashes. God. Lululemon.
You can't do that no more. People gon' have a choice but to take the shit.
You see here, you see what people do now on a carnal level to get these things. Like you said, people will do it. People will sell their body. People will steal. People will kill. All right. So if you got Esau Edom, the devil, so-called white man, offering you RFID chip in order to be a part. You got to think about it. Even that's why I say it's rich and poor, free and bond. The people you see on these streets, laying on these streets, they're gonna be lined up to take that mark too. Cause this is a chance for them to be somebody in today's society. This is a chance for them to, that's why it's gonna be so deceitful because everybody look at it as a miracle. All right, damn, it's time for me to change my life, where I can be somebody.
I could. Like you said, the craft and deceitful is the Esau gonna put it as, well, this gonna say your grandma. She ain't gonna need that new liver. The RFID, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody saying this thing, you won't be able to perform miracles. It's gonna have like people that's handicapped, they're gonna be able to talk. People that can't, that's deaf, they're gonna be able to interpret things. They feel like that system, that AI, you know what I'm saying? AI technology.
All right, and not only that, people who receive benefits, all right, like you said, elderly. So how you gonna receive your what the elderly people get every month? They get some kind of check. Social Security, yeah. So it's like, it's why I said rich and poor, free and bond, right? Everyone's gonna receive this mark, man. It's no doubt about it, right? You either receive this mark, it's either you receive this mark or you face the consequences of being beheaded, all right, or you face the consequences of being locked up, all right, being not part of society, man. That's why so many camps and so many people are gonna take this mark. Why? Because they're gonna say their family taking it. All right, damn, man, I seen your brother on Facebook. They were having fun, man. God damn.
That's what you start to use it as a fear tactic, because people fear it. I watched the movie. Matter of fact, the series on Netflix is called Money Heist, or something like that. But like they were going to, like the professor was going to the system. They always knew in fear, like he saw that and just
Yo, no, y'all fine. Yeah.
Sorry.
they always knew the fear as
Stand right there.
agenda. They use the fear as an agenda or a tactic to you feel me, to keep the people in the loop, man. So they gonna use that. They gonna use it as a fear tactic. If you're not, like I said, it's not completely. If you're not in a society, and eventually you're gonna be locked up for kids. I know brothers don't remember them old YouTube videos or them breakdowns about the mark of the beast. Whenever like they come to your mailbox, if you got this color on your mailbox, like the green, you see what I'm saying? So it's really gonna come down to that, because it's not gonna come down to it with a. It's either you go like they say, what is it, 2025 agenda? Like they plan it. They really, if you're not, once the beast system in alignment, Esau is like the scripture going to Esau coming out with that great round. If you're not in alignment with the beast system, everybody else gonna be, you feel me, cut off from society anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because Esau got to come down with that rap. That's part of prophecy too.
Man, just to touch out the brothers, right? It's 8 billion people on this planet Earth. When you look it up on Google, but with Esau New World Order, they're trying to drop it all the way down to like something million. You know what I'm saying? So they want you to not participate in the society just so they can kill off the people, right? Because that's the only way you're gonna be able to live in the society, participate in things of that sense, right? If you got the chip, right? And brothers ain't got nothing. Somebody grab Ezekiel 12 and 22, somebody grab Habakkuk 2 and 3. You know, and then we'll start off right there, man, because this is a future prophecy that's really here. And just to give y'all a quick update on the MOTB, what brothers ain't know, it's in Canada right now. You know, Canada and USA hand in hand, side by side with each other, right? And two new individuals just received the RFID chip, right? And it's continuing to increase and spread around Canada. So while it's spreading and increasing in Canada, and for them to be the lab rats or the what's it called when you testing something out?
You said it right.
The experiments, right? They using them as the experiments, so when they come over here to Babylon, they already know how it's going to be, right? How y'all doing?
You said Ezekiel 12 and
12 and 22.
22?
Before you grab that, I'm gonna bring this out. This is Matthew 24
Yeah.
and 20. Well, I started 21. Right, and this really is going into Jacob's trouble, but again, it's all in the same spirit, because with that MOTB, if you don't have it, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be even worse for you. You know what I'm saying? Jacob's trouble gonna be worse for you. It's gonna be bad for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But specifically those who are of Jacob. Why? Because the true, the elect, we're not gonna be, you know what I'm saying, a part of the system. We're not gonna be in here. We're gonna be the ones getting persecuted. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. So this is Matthew 24 and 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor shall ever be. And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." Man, they have to be, because if us staying out of that beast system, us not joining with that beast system, us not claiming them as our quote-unquote master or who we belong to, us not taking that seal, you know what I'm saying, that RFID seal, us not doing that, it's gonna get even worse, because like you say, that's the way people gonna have to buy food, drink, clothes, shelter,
Money,
you know what I'm saying, whatever. Have a job. You're not gonna be able to have a job, because you remember with that little 19 thing, when that happened, when they was trying to give people the jab, people was losing their jobs because they wouldn't take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you wouldn't take the job, we can't have you working here, because you might spread the disease, you might do this or that. You know what I'm saying? It was all just a trial run to show you what's gonna happen with the RFID seal. If you don't got that seal, you can't work here, because in order to operate this machine, you gotta have this thing. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a way to filter out people, and really ultimately it's gonna sift out certain men, because certain men, they might not have a job, they might have a wife, they might have a kid, they might not be able to provide, so they might give in. Well, I gotta get it so I can get this job so I can provide. Or the Lord might forgive me. He gonna forgive me. I did this amount of works. I did this for the Lord. I did this for the ministry. You know what I'm saying? He'll forgive me if I do. And ultimately, I'm wrong because he's not. Because you take that job, you get that seat up. You know what I'm saying? You through. But
Because you said that in college, I remember they asked us who all got the, the 19, you know what I'm saying, the job, right? And, majority of the team raised their hands, and the ones that didn't, they were looking at them funny, like, oh, can we enforce nobody to take it? But this would be a good thing for y'all to take it, so we won't get have to forfeit the games or things of that such, So that's gonna be the same thing with the, with the Seal,
I was in Nature's Cup work on the day. Like this place, like natural vitamins, sea moss, herbs out of stuff. And even Esau himself, it was ladies and the man, it was going to that about how he still ain't took no vaccines, no shots. How he still ain't took, they ain't even go take the 100%, they ain't even take the flu shot, none of that. They was talking about all the stuff that they put in. And how, again, how Esau used that scarce tactic, or they use that brainwash agenda to trick people to thinking you need these things, and really they're not for your benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like schools are going to this wicked seek of the slay the righteous, man. So that's what Esau was doing. Like I said, that's how they sifted and filtering out these people, because they seeking crafty ways to kill people, even their own people. That's why your own people, that's why you're gonna have Esau. That's why I say Satan against Satan versus Satan. That's either on the big scale and on a little city scale. Like you're gonna have Esau going against Esau, because anybody realize. And these people are devils, man. That's why they're going to, as long as you got that manifestation being revealed. So these people, they come to their senses through the prophecy that, hey, shit, even though we the wicked, you know what I'm saying?
Quick research about the brother on the point where you said, since I did all these works, so that said you know what you had said.
All right. I was just basically saying, brothers gonna, not brothers, because at the end of the day, they're not gonna be brothers. Men are gonna say, I did the works for the Lord, I was on the highways and byways, so on and so forth. He'll forgive me.
So with that being said, this is the book of Luke, chapter 13, and verse 25. Well, I saw that 24. And it reads, strive to enter in at the straight gate. The word straight meaning spelled like S-T-R-A-I-T, meaning dangerous gate. Right? Say, for many I say unto you will seek to enter in and shall not be able, man. So I'm gonna continue on, verse 25. When once the master of the house is risen up and hath shut to the door, and you begin to stand without and to knock at the door, saying, Lord, Lord, meaning Yahweh, open unto us, and he shall answer and say unto you, I know you not, whence ye are. That's the point. Verse 26. Then shall you begin to say, we have eaten and drunk in thy presence, and thou hast taught in our streets. But he shall say, I tell you, I know you not, whence ye are. Depart from me, all ye workers of iniquities, man. So just because you feel like you done did enough works, or you used to do works in your, for many years, up until you receive that seal, or whatever the case may be, the Most High is not going to accept you just because you was doing those works. That's part of going through that straight gate. Like you said in verse 24, I say unto you, for many I say unto you will seek to enter in shall not be able. So these are going to be the ones that not going to be able to enter in through that straight gate. Why? Because they lost their faith, or they never really had that true faith. They never really believed, they never really had that hope. So what they do, they took the seal to abide in Esau society. Because once you take that tip, you basically telling the Lord, like, okay, yeah, I trust and have my faith in Esau rather than you. So it don't matter how much work you did, how hard you went, how many hours you stayed on the highways and byways. If you take that seal, you was not going to be saved. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say all you workers of iniquities. Because at that point, you can't repent from it. That's why it's not a sin, because you can't repent from receiving the RFID chip, right? But
I know you like to bring it out, but that's why in order to, it is impossible to do, the Most High without faith, man. Like we're going to touch on the point real fast. Again, it's impossible to do how about yourself without that faith, because like I said, you not having that faith, and that's why you give in. That's why brother gonna give in. That's why like going to that parable in Matthew, man. When they go to that adversity or something pop up, that's when they're gonna be booted out. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I would get that too.
They were true rooted in the faith that how about shop. You know what I'm saying? That's where it really all began. When you first heard these words, it was about faith. And when you first heard this, heard the truth, that going around about, he first heard the truth, you ain't know for a fact, like, you really couldn't even prove it out the fact. You just knew, like, you heard it. Our faith, like, you knew, but it's true. Like,
That's that Romans 8 and 16. It's
the
gonna
Spirit
got
had bear witness.
This Romans 8 16 just back you up. It reads, the Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Heavenly Father. Right? So just like brother going to it, it was all through the Spirit, right? That we knew that this was the truth. You know, that we knew that this understanding, this knowledge and wisdom was the key of life. You know what I mean? So, but just get back on the point. You still got that week.
I got Ezekiel.
Oh, me, yeah, that's Ezekiel. So I just read.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, verse 20. I'm starting 21.
You say you gonna start to him?
Yeah. And it says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged, and every vision faileth?
Come on, man. So continue on verse 23.
And it reads, 23, tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will make the proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of my vision. For 24, for there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel.
Man. So just going back to the end of part of 23, he say, the days are at hand in the effect of every vision, man. So we saying that the days are at hand of the what? RFID chip, right? The last couple prophecies, because we know that the RFID chip being mentioned is the main prophecy, or one of the main last prophecies that have to come to pass to let us know that what? The return of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, ultimately Yahweh Shah and the angels, right? So like you said, man, starting up back at verse 22, Son of man, what is the proverb that you have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? Because those are for the unbelievers, right? They feel like the vision failed. They feel like the prophecy is never going to come to pass. Because why? The days are being prolonged, right? 23, because they feel like it haven't came yet, so they feel like it's not going to come, right? So they feel like what? The vision have failed. That's why we'll get Habakkuk 2 and 3, whoever hold that, right?
Go ahead. Now I'm going to touch on 24 real quick. In verse 24, and it reads, it says, Ezekiel 12 and 24, for there shall be no more vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. Meaning, we passed the time of getting our hopes up. You know, it's like every other year it's something big in the works, and we like, okay, is this the year the Lord gonna implement make the RFID chip mandatory, or is this the year that World War III gonna truly come to pass? Like we're past that, right? We're at the point where at any time now these things are going to take place, right? So the Lord is not he's not gonna get us hyped up just to push us back down. We're at the time where we making that next step, man.
Like I say, the days are at hand in the effect of every vision, man. So these visions and these prophecies and things of that sense that is being talked about in the Bible, they all come to pass very soon. Right? It's still the hopeful year of our salvation, right? Esau and including Esau destruction, right? We're still hoping for that. We're still praying for that. But even if it's not this year, that don't mean we're going to lose faith. You know what I mean? It could be 2026. It could be 2030. Whatever the case may be. But we know at the end of the day that it's going to happen. You know?
We're moving on the Most High's time. You know what I'm saying?
Second Ezra 4:37.
You know what I mean, we're moving on his time. If he could pop it off tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? The dollar could crash. You can get a news from CNN. Dollar has crashed.
Why we going live?
You know what I'm saying? It could happen at any moment of time. Because right when the dollar crashes, okay, boom. The next week it's gonna be not everybody mandatory RFID chips. Elon Musk has proven it's stable. Yada yada. Now by November, not everybody's jobs is requiring it. Not every place, not except credit cards. It can happen that fast. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we're on the Most High's time. But that's why Yahweh Shai and others have told you constantly. Behold, you know what I'm saying? I come as a thief in the night, man. Because when you least expect it, that's when it's gonna happen. But I'm gonna read this precept right quick, and I'll get to to Habakkuk. But just a quick point. This is Revelation 1. Well, can you read that verse real fast? I think it was verse 23. It said something about the time of my hand. Just to bring that point back up.
It's the book of Ezekiel 12 and verse 23. And it reads, tell them therefore, that saith the Lord Yahweh, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision.
Man, the days are at hand, the effect of every vision. So what does that mean? All the visions that were had aforetime, they're coming to pass. What does the word prophecy mean? Pro mean what? Fasai mean to speak. You know, pro mean before, fasai mean to speak, right? You speaking before. You know what I'm saying? That's literally all it means. You know what I'm saying? So all the things that were said in the past time, they're all coming to pass, man. This is Revelation 1 and 3, right? It says, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand, man. And this is the first chapter of Revelation. So all these things are the time is at hand. All these things are unfolding right now as we speak. You know what I'm saying? People look at the book of Revelation to be something fictional, something as fantasy. But little do they know, all these things are, again, like I said, coming to pass. And some things in the book of Revelation have already happened. You know, but
just going back to people that's receiving it in Canada. Hey, I'm telling you, that's just a test run, man. They're like a free trial. It's soon to come to Babylon the Great, man. Yeah, America. I'm telling you, soon, man.
So this is book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3. Or I started 2. Shit, I really want to start 1.
Yeah, it don't matter.
I started verse 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
I'm just showing you right there, man, that just because it's tarrying and it's prolonging and it may take a long time to you, doesn't mean it's not going to happen, right? Just because we've been speaking about it for months, for years, and it still ain't came to pass, that doesn't mean it's not going to come to pass. That don't mean that we're false prophets. It's going to come. It might not come today. It may not be tomorrow. It may not even be next week or next month or even this year, but it's going to come to pass. If the Lord says that it's going to happen, it's going to happen, man. It's a must.
He should lie, man.
I would say, you said, my word shall not come back into me void, man.
God, man. You got to know and understand that, man. These are prophecies, right? It's been visions. It's been, sightings, things that they say. Hell, we even see it going on right now in our face, right? That's why we updating y'all. Because why, like verse 1 said, man, we on our watchtower. We watching these things. We watching the people taking the oil off these type of things that say. And it's been on this earth for years. I've been seeing videos going back to 9 years ago, things of that such, man. So it's at the point to where they finna make it mandatory. You know what I mean?
I don't know what I'm talking about. Take a trouble. He saw anybody say y'all was so cool. That's how people gonna be glorifying their elected, take a trouble.
Oh, that's what she said?
And she said, y'all look so cool. Like, especially like glorifying our look. That's how we gonna be in the kingdom, and that's how these people gonna be other nations in Israel. 2/3 gonna be until they elect in the time of Jacob trouble. But I truly say, in the day of our power, they shall be willing, man. These people gonna be willing. They're gonna be willing to ready to sit. They're gonna be, man, I love y'all, man. Ain't no y'all. We're gonna be brothers then. Ain't gonna be no scoffing about, like you said, you read,
Alright, sorry.
I was saying, it ain't gonna be no more scoffing about the I ain't saying the truth.
And even on this side, that's how you're gonna know who the true prophet is, because right now everybody want to be prophets. All right, even the Christian community. All right, even the people on TikTok and Instagram, everybody want to be prophets and prophetess. But that's why the scripture says, from the paraphrasing, then shall they know that a prophet had been among them. And like the brother said, a prophet prophesied just to mean to say before. All right, and who's been telling everybody about the RFID chip? Who's been warning everybody about Revelation 13:16? Beginning with the elders and apostles, great millstone, and the men on down, those affiliate accounts. Those are the prophets. Those are the men of the Lord. So if you want to know who the prophets are today, who is warning you about prophecy? All right, who is warning you about Jacob's trouble, pestilence, famine? All right, the sword. All right, these other camps not going into Jacob's trouble, man. These other camps not warning you about facing persecution for the mark of the beast, man. People think the RFID chip is they take it lightly. I mean, you're gonna be killed if you don't take this RFID chip. God. He told him to take the C-19.
Oh, he's talking about
Who said that?
Nathaniel?
Who said that?
Said Bishop Nathaniel.
Yeah, he might be. He might be.
If you can find that, you gotta put it on record, man.
The elder apostle was going to the old video, how he had said that the video he was telling him to take it. He know how you want the elder like saying it ain't gonna happen. Like he told him to take the 19, it ain't gonna happen. That's what I think he was trying to say. That's when it was saying it was sin. The big debate was going on, and I was about that when it was saying it was sin. He took everybody, he told him go on take it, see what happens. He told him like it ain't gonna happen. He was like, you still gonna be able to do in your everyday life. And understand that that's what, again, going back to the faith, the spirit, bear witness. You know, and believe in your how by smell shop. Like the brothers from not far rat. She might Mississippi was going to had a brother lose their job. He had like that's like going back into the Kelton Kings, man. The Lord told him to go sit by the river. He didn't question the Lord. He didn't say, well, I need to fool society. The Lord told him to sit by the river that he did what the Lord said. The Lord would fill him by rape. Gave him water. He provided, man.
I remember before I came into started, listening to the elders and apostles of GMS. I remember like when I was searching for an account, I think at the time WFI had went off about the CL, and then IUIC just so happened to pop up on my page, and I was listening. And I remember Bishop Nathaniel, he went up to Revelation 13 and 16, and he was talking about he went obviously now I know they're talking about MOTV. But he tried to call it something else, and he was through my spirit. I was like, nah, that ain't right. And then before that, he not came to GMS, but started following up the GMS and things. That's how like, nah, that gotta be the wrong doctrine. Because to find out that was, so that was just crazy how the spirit I already knew like, nah, that ain't the right doctrine. That ain't the right doctrine.
And you even again, just going back into the MOTB, I'm gonna read. I'm going to Revelation 20.
Yeah, I'll go get into all that too.
That's why you bring it. That's why you say, man, study this.
I got to go preach on something. You can read it. I got to go.
I read it.
Also, like I said, going to make your calling. That's part of making your calling in the election shirt by following up the right doctrine, man. Because how you gonna make your calling in the right shirt if you're not following the right doctrine? Or if you're going to showing yourself approved, making your calling in the shirt and working out your own salvation, man. Because a lot of you, like we were going to earlier, you got a lot of monkey see, monkey do Israelites, man. You got a lot of they ain't even doing this. Like the brothers, like I said, when you work for them, like. You got a lot of following camp as Israelites. Like brothers ain't. That's why I'm going to work. As a man, you got to figure out what's good for you. You got to figure out. You can't be well. You know, they look good. You look like you from like in the hood, motherfucker. Shit, you didn't eat over here. I'm gonna hang out with them. Like in the truth, you can't. Like the other say, you can't be window shopping, man. You can't be trying to fly. Well, this got sound. You can't look for that spirit of that sound. That's you really got to go searching for yourself. And even earlier when we first came to truth, me used to debate with each other. I ain't never just. That's my big brother. This film, I want to have a certain film had been on like scripture say study so I said approval, man. That's what a lot of brothers and truth don't do. You gotta really search the scripture, man.
And see,
that's why it's like it real quick, why it's on my mind. That's why scripture said, search the scriptures, for in them you may find eternal life. That's how you get eternal life, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how because you understand the doctrine, you understand how to escape this, man. You understand how to escape this system.
You gotta
and see,
keep going back on that.
and this is how you know it's the 100% truth. Of course, prophecy, but when you cut by it, all right. When the word cut you, all right, he's like, dang, it makes sense. I felt that, all right. And then you feel me? Because it's like from a cut, what happens after a cut? You heal, all right. That wound patch up, it scab up a little bit, but eventually it heal up, all right. So that's. We're going through a spiritual process of healing, man.
And even when you say that, they say sometimes when it heals, it gets stronger. That skin or whatever you may have broke, you know what I'm saying? That's why that scab gets like thicker, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
it gets stronger.
In fact, it's just like and for the ones that that buck up when they cut and things of that such, right? they're the ones that like, you know, when you keep messing with the scale, it never heals.
Yeah.
Kind of, but just going back to the title at hand, right? Everyone you know would take the you know what, and the brother already done touched up on it, things in a sense, right? And ultimately, you know, one of the you know other reasons be what? They're scared of that persecution, right? You're out there in Second Esdras, and damn, it just lost Second Esdras. It'd be like madman, sparing months, sparing nine, and then yeah, what's the piece up, bro? Oh, Matthew, the 13th chapter. I think like verse 21 or 22 or something like that. You really start from the top, you know, and talk about how to really things of that sense, but you get straight to the point. When that Matthew first, and then we'll grab that contract. But God, man, they will be scared of that persecution, right? Being able to, you know, live in this society, you know, they don't want to have to face, you know, basically that those trials and tribulations, the affliction. The straight gate, you know, the hour of temptation. A lot of people go fall into the hour of temptation and things of that such, right? But we grab that real quick. So, 21, I think. 22.
I'm gonna bring this out right there, like, look when you say that point. This Matthew 15 and 14, it says, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. If the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch, man. Because like you said, the people doing these things to try to escape that persecution. Falling after the system, falling after Esau, thinking Esau a savior, like going to Thessalonians. You know, he have that guy like confidence, putting himself over, exalting himself over anything that, you know, that be like the most out. You feel me? Like you said, they're gonna try to escape that persecution, but really they falling into that same snare that Esau put himself in, that same trap, man. You know, because eventually you can't escape, you don't know where around, you know what I'm saying?
All right, man. Okay. Esau, hey, they ain't gonna take nothing lightly. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about your kid. They don't care about your newborn baby. None of that. If you don't abide to their new world order and take their seal, that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. Right. So just grab that real quick. Cause that's why there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna take it and fall out of this truth, man. Cause ultimately they was never rooted in it. And ultimately they never had that faith, that hope, and they never believed in it. You know, they never believed. So
This is Matthew 13 and 21. It says, you want me to start at 21 or 20?
straight to the
I'm
point,
gonna
21, 22, but
I'm gonna start at 18. This is Matthew 13 and 18. It says, hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth, it says, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart.
and I was just gonna break that down real quick because I've been watching the elder Mata Zakbak. He had just said a quick little, you know, about it, and reread that again. So like,
Matthew 13 and 18, it says, when anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart.
so so like I was gonna say, so you know, like when you watch one of the elders or apostles, you know, live counts, and you know, you have somebody that come up to them, you know, they trying to learn, they trying to see what they talking about, and then what it's always that wicked friend or that family member, someone what they come and take them away, like, now we got to go this. That's what you know, goes into that as well. You know, but you can't continue on.
It says, this is he which receives seed by the wayside, but he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Yet hath he no root in himself, but endureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended.
So a lot of these people, they're going to be offended. A lot of these people, they're going to be offended when they hear, oh, persecution is going to happen, or if you don't receive this RFID chip, or if you don't receive this RFID chip, then this is going to happen. A lot of people are going to be offended by this, right? They're going to feel some type of way. Well, a lot of people, they love their life, man. They love America, right? They want to be a part of society. They want to ultimately, they want to, you know, accomplish their goals and things of that such, right? They ain't gonna want to be persecuted, right? They'll rather take the chip. Cool. Ultimately, they're not gonna believe that the end of the world is here, right? They're gonna think it's the new beginning, right? So, let's y'all got peace up.
Verse 22, it says, he also that receiveth seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful.
Man. So there's gonna be a lot of people that's, they're basically gonna go back into the world, man. They're gonna be choked up by the word. They're gonna be choked up by the RFID chip, right? The point that I'm trying to get at is, I'm putting it towards the RFID chip, right? But you can put it towards, this gospel and things and such, right? But a lot of people, man, they're gonna go back into the world, right, and receive the RFID chip. When they see that they bank account not being locked, they see they can't go to the stores, they see they can't purchase anything, they see they can't go to work, they see their family starving, they see people getting sick. There's gonna be a lot of reasons that people are going to, take that seat up, right, so they can continue to abide in this life age, or however you want to put it, right?
Quick precept,
You got it.
just to back you up, because basically like brother saying, everybody who ultimately decides to go back into the world, they love the world. All right, they're a friend of the world, a friend of the Most High, meaning they love their own life. All right, people, they living their best life. All right, but as being men of the Lord, and the Lord will be part of that number, we have to hate our lives. We have to, you really gotta hate it here, man. And if the Spirit is on you, eventually you develop a hate for everything, all right, for yourself, all right, for the people around you, your family, all right, of course your job, Esau Edom, but you develop a strong hate for this world, man. And you a fool to love this world, all right?
That's that vexation.
Oh, it's life.
Right. And that's one of the elders, I forgot the other name, Yahushua's coming back with it.
El Kazak.
He was going into that, he was like, vexation go be one of the main reasons that we be saved. You know what I'm saying? So, you're gonna be vexed by a lot of shit, man. Like that scripture say, he that shall lose his life shall save it. He that shall save his life shall lose it. You know what I'm saying? Rough paraphrase.
This is the book of Revelation 12 and 11, and it reads, and they overcame him by the blood, matter of fact. Yeah, I'll start at 10. Revelation 12 and 10, it reads, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuseth them before our power day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. So I had went into it before. One count we had, we're just saying, in the time of salvation, not even salvation, but just, when Jacob trouble, when this thing really hit the fan, the elect are gonna be in a state of suffering. All right, the elect gonna be in a state of vexation. All right, you gonna have just been lost your job, just ran out of gas, or your women had left you, or anything, man. All right, you could just had got robbed, and you just slammed your pinky in the door. All right, you gonna be like, damn, fuck. And next thing you know, woo, you gonna hit these. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's it.
You got that second address? You can bring that up, man.
Second Ezra 16, and I pick up at verse 7, it says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
Man. So these down devils, man, they gonna be like madmen, sparing none, right? So you don't want to abide in this new world order. If you don't want to take this seat here, if you don't want to, listen, that's what's going to happen. You're going to be killed. You're going to be persecuted, right? A lot of people are going to get under that guillotine, right? And the guillotine is just a huge knife. They're going to chop you down head off. You understand? And they ordered thousands of guillotines. What was that? In Georgia, Texas,
And caskets.
Man. So they ordering these guillotines for a reason. They're not just gonna order guillotine just for the fuck of it, right? They ordered it for a reason, man. Cause why? They know there's gonna be persecution that's going to come with disobeying their new world order, right? They ain't trying to hear that shit.
Real quick, I'll cut you off. But Trump, he bringing back the not just of course the death penalty is already there, but he bringing back the death for anything. All right, for you rape someone. Hell, I think even for adultery and fornication. In some states, like if you step out on your wife or you step out on your husband, I think you can eventually face a death penalty. So it's like you said, these devils coming down to the point where if you're not gonna abide by their laws, they cutting you through. And who they sound like? Who does that sound like?
Alright. And just going back out there, they not gonna kill the kid, cause why? With their New World Order, they trying to drop the population down to the number that they like, man. Like I said, it's 8 billion people. I think they trying to drop it down to the millions, right? If I ain't mistaken. So, hey, that's a lot of people, man. You know, and that Sea Hill, hey, it's going to be mandatory. You know what I'm saying? The go call knocking at your door, right? So, you just read that Madman Sparing 9, you know, spoiling and destroying, right? Going that fear the Lord. Finish off, you finish off, what was that, 72 or 73? Or like, am I chosen? That's how the chosen be known.
So verse 71 says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire.
Man, so the elect ultimately is going to be tried, right? That's our temptation, right? The trials and tribulations, the persecutions, things to that sense, right? You're going to be tried. And if you're not willing to pass the test or endure it to the end, ultimately you're not going to be saved, right? Because ultimately you lost faith and you done gave it to the Sea Hill or whatever the case may be, man. You can't fall for that temptation. Because of course it's going to be hard. It wouldn't be no endurance if it was going to be easy, right? And there's going to be a lot of brothers going to fall out, man. Lord willing, we're not those brothers that's going to fall out, or those men that's going to fall out. Lord willing, we're the ones that endure all the way to the end, you know, or either be persecuted for Yahweh and Yahweh's sake. So, you know, if you get persecuted for Yahweh and Yahweh's sake, that's a righteous death, man. You know, and also you go receive that crown of life, you know. And brother, got it right at Revelation 24. It's just showing you that, you know, it's going to be persecution that's going to come with this new world order. Right? And I know you said he has a precept on it. Break it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sure.
You said you got precepts on what now John just went into. Go ahead with that.
I'm running sorry real fast. This is because like the brother was saying, man, persecution comes with the truth and coming with, you know, ultimately persecution fits prophecy, man. They go on the prophecy with this MOTB coming to pass. But this is Revelation 2, and after that 10 gets to the point, it says, "Fear none of those things that thou shalt suffer." So it's even going into the MOTB, going into, you know, facing famine, persecution, the pestilence, Esau coming down with that great route. It says, "Fear none of those things that thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life," man. So they just going to, like the brothers going to, brothers facing that guillotine, brothers facing those persecutions. Brothers, you know, going to those two accounts being questioned. That's why I also go to Matthew about the prophecy about when Esau come to question you, think not what to say. The Lord gonna give you how what to say, man. These things that's gonna be happening. You know, like they had these movies when they got taken in the interrogation room. That's what they gonna have. They gonna have, you know, the prophets in the interrogation room. They gonna have the prophets. You know, they gonna have. They might take them to the damn room. They got the elder apostles are niggas on faces on clipboards, man. You know these men. Do you follow their doctrine? You know, such on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's gonna be going on, man. You know. I'm gonna break down the truth because I'm there. Because it's all part of that our temptation, man. You know, but the Lord, as truly said, like it's gonna go into the Lord gonna keep us elect. Those that's predestined to get beat up by the chariots, because you know you got some of the elect that's gonna face death, man. But those that be predestination, you know, not to taste death and be beamed up. The Lord gonna keep them from that hour of temptation. He gonna keep them safe throughout check of trouble, man. But this is Revelation 3 and 10. It says, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world." So the MOTB, the RFID, the persecution, this gonna come upon all the world, like it was going to about the 8 billion people. This gonna come upon all the 8 billion, right? That's why, like you say, you got them doing it in China, Canada, places like that. It's not gonna be just a thing that's in the U.S. The Lord said it's coming to try the whole world.
Because you gotta think all these countries are tied in with
Yeah, they in alliance.
Yeah, it's like a contract.
And just, yeah, like it going to about the list of our enemies and songs. They don't just list, you know, Esau is our top enemy, but they list all of them. Like I said, they have come to a confederate against us, man. You know?
You gotta think about the top
Right,
banking.
counts.
Yeah.
You gotta think about the top banking families. They own everything and everyone on this earth. You understand? So that they saying, hey, make that shit mandatory and make sure everybody fucking body take this down chip. Guess what's gonna happen? Everybody's finna be taking that motherfucking chip. For the ones that don't want to, just want to refuse, guess what's gonna happen? Persecution or jail time. Right? You know, us while you in jail, you're gonna be getting tortured, questions, things like that, to the point you gonna want to seek them. Like it speaks on what that sick as this. Something like that. But you got it.
Just to finish off, it says, verse 11, behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown, man. You know, if we're going to take fast which thou hast, this is the truth, man. That's his faith, that's the spirit of Yahweh Shah, because you gotta understand, we've been received that same spirit. Those are elect, Lord, when we call that number, have received that same spirit of Yahweh Shah. Just like we was going to, I think, well, I went here last camp, camp before last, but Yahweh Shah, he didn't want to go through that persecution. He prayed to his father, you know what I'm saying? So you got to go through these things. You got to hold on to that. Because Yahweh Shah had that spirit of faith. He knew, like he told, I think it was Peter telling him, man, you got to do this. He told Peter, hey, prophecy got to be fulfilled. Like, we know prophecy got to be fulfilled, you know what I'm saying? So, but let me, what's got something?
Went on you.
This is my last book. I was just bringing this out just because I had to mention it. But this Revelation 12 and 12 real fast. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, go to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because you know they have but a certain time, man. So them, even with the implementation of the MOTP, man, that's Esau know he got a certain time, man. That's why he's trying to get that total dominance, that complete, you know what I'm saying? That complete complete control, like they were just saying in the video earlier, man. They want that total control. And then they even going to in verse know that precept, or they go to about if ultimately if we turn against Yahweh Shah the truth, there's another one about the sun and the stars that the Lord will do away with Israel. So that's what Esau been trying to do for years. Even with that project where I think it was Hillary Clinton, she was trying to crack the damn
trying to crack the firmament.
Man. Esau been doing crappy shit just so he can break that covenant that the Most High put in place so he can rule forever. That's why he's going to the Psalms about that inward thoughts that their house shall dwell forever, man. That's Esau mind, man. Like over there, there's 6 Thessalonians doing that crap with the deceivers, basically trying to be that guy like power, man. Esau want that total control. That's why he even gonna come out with that crap.
Yeah, and it still go back to the ancient days as well. You know, Esau and Jacob. Like Esau been trying to kill Jacob ultimately for getting the birthright, you know, and the blessing. All right, so they really gonna be like the madman spreading nothing white. They still got that same spirit. That spirit still upon them. So what? Still kill and destroy Jacob.
Esau, they didn't spare their brother, man. They didn't spare their brother. Esau ain't gonna spare. They ain't gonna spare nothing. They ain't gonna spare nobody, man. Like I said, man, they didn't spare nothing. And have that guy like Compton going back to Cain and Abel. Cain thought his sacrifice was gonna be ultimately. It was holier than what the Lord had said. You know, the Lord told him a specific sacrifice to bring. So I'm praying you gonna bring this. He said, hey, am I not my brother's keeper? Then he got struck with the Lord, you know. And then he didn't spare his brother. So that's Esau for you, man. That's that pride. Like I said, it's pride. Yeah, man. Obadiah, his pride have deceived me, man. You know, but Esau, he couldn't be fooling himself.
I already break up. That being said, we're gonna pick back up at Revelation 20, the 20th chapter, and verse 4. Yeah, I saw verse 4 in the read saying, I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shah.
That's what we were just talking about, man. That persecution that people gonna be going through, like you said, with the guillotines, like the FEMA camps. You know, so on and so forth. People gonna die from starvation, you know, so on and so forth. But these are those people, the ones who lay their life down for Yahweh Shah.
Continuing on. And for the word of the Heavenly Father, which had not worshipped the beast, neither neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands.
Man. So again, these are those same people who are not taking that seal, who are not taking that the MOTB. You know what I'm saying? That these are basically like criteria of who these people could possibly be, right? Which we know will ultimately be the elect, right? Those who are persecuted, those who not receiving the mark, right? Who not joining in with the beast system, man, which is ultimately, you know, this new world order, so on and so forth.
God. Finish off, say, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they live and reign with Hamashiach 1,000 years.
Man, so I mean that's gonna be that, you know, 1,000-year period. That's really what I had a couple precepts on. So I'm gonna read. This is Matthew 19 and 27, right? Again, it's just going to the elect. Like, these are the types of things that you will receive. You know what I'm saying? And you know, in the kingdom, if and only if you don't take, you know what I'm saying, the mark, right? And if you're willing to lay your life down for the sake of you, how about you know shot? But this is
I was just gonna say, and it just shows you. Gonna show you how the elect, you know, the ones that overcome it, you know, they're gonna be the one, you know, ruling with the Yahushua in the kingdom, right? It just shows you how that crown of life is gonna take you that whole way, or you just adhering to the end, gonna take you a long way, man. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be well worth it, all right?
Like you said, these gonna be the ones who are ruling with Yahushua. That's shit. I want you see, but those are those people, man. So when you, like, the elect are gonna be the ones who are doing what? Judging the earth, you know what I'm saying? Being kings, rulers, so on and so forth. Now we know Yahushua, of course, is the King of Kings, but you know what I'm saying, we're gonna have rulership. We're gonna be able to, you know, do as we please. Lord willing, we are a part of that elect, man. So this is Matthew 19 and 27. Right, and this is Peter inquiring Yahushua as to, you know what I'm saying, say we gave our life, say we did this, say we did that, what are we gonna get for it, man? So I'm gonna read it, verse 27. It says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, which again proves regeneration, as he just said it, and proves that people come back over and over. But at the top of 28, it says, and Yahushua answered unto them, as verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone that forsaketh his houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life, man. So this is what you're gonna get if, and only if, like I said, you don't take that that chip, you know what I'm saying, or you don't, you know what I'm saying, you know, deny the word of how about Shmi Yahushua, you know, so on and so forth. That's the only way, man, because these are gonna be the ones of the elect, right? This is what they're gonna receive.
And just because we're saying that if you don't take the seal, going to mean you're going to be saved? No. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be a lot of Edomites out here, you know, that's in these gun clubs, and, you know, just powerful as hell. They ain't going to take the seal as well, you know, and what's going to happen? They're going to be persecuted as well. But does that mean they're going to be saved? No. You know what I'm saying? It's all, you know, obviously, you know, and as we know that the elect is already preordained and already predestined, right? But kind of just going on that.
It's just the point in saying, you know what I'm saying, if you call yourself a man of God, you call yourself an Israelite, you say you do this and that, then that's how you get the kingdom, man. That's also
calling the right name.
That's considered too. Oh yeah, kind too. You gotta call him the right name. Scripture saying, what's that, Acts? I think it's in the book of Acts. I'm going that side. But it say, I can't remember what chapter in the book of Acts, but it says, you know, there's only one name under heaven given whereby we must be saved. And we paraphrase.
I was saying, precept for the brother. Go ahead.
I was just saying, like I said, Proverbs, who knoweth his name and his son's name?
You said he told the gospel tell. What is his name? What is his son's name? The gospel tell. What's the parable?
Go ahead, you can, I got a precept going off something. You probably don't.
This is Revelation 5, 9,
Yeah, 9 and 10.
9 and 10. Revelation chapter 5, verse 9, and reads, and they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to the Most High by the blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation.
Come on, man. Okay, and you can relate that to what? Like I said, the 144,000 were the ones that did what? Sung that new song. Man. You know what I'm saying? And like it says, out of every kindred, tongue, so on and so forth. These are those Israelites who were what? Dispersed. These are those who were who took into slavery into all these other nations and have come back.
Verse 10, it reads, and has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign in the earth.
Man. So ultimately, again, that's the prize. That's one of the prizes. Because there's many prizes that comes with following Yahweh Shemiah Shah, but that's one of them. You're gonna be kings who reign over the earth. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you have. The Most High might give you. You can have this amount of islands. You can have these islands. You can have this country. I mean, it's not gonna be like these little places that people be having now, like a mayor of a city or a governor, whatever. No, you're gonna have all of this, you know what I'm saying? But it comes with what? A strong price, man. You have to pay a price, right? How that saying in the world go, nothing worth having is easy to obtain. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard to get, right? Which is why it's called Jacob's trouble, so on and so forth. But that's the counterpart of that is, because when you really think about it, Yahweh Shemiah Shah does what? He deals in balance. So just as bad as it's gonna get, it's gonna get even better. You know what I'm saying?
Quick research on that. 2 Ezra 7-6. There's also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set into a dangerous place to fall. Like it's there where a fire on the right hand, on the left a deep water. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be one man go there and lunch. If this city now were given to a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? So you gotta go through that danger, you gotta go through that straight gate, you gotta go through that spiritual fire in order to receive the thing that's put out for you, man. That is what? The kingdom of heaven, that's the salvation, right? Things of that such. Continuing on, he's saying, I said, it is so, Lord. Then said, oh wait. Yeah, verse 10 saying, I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. Right? So, we got to go through that. We got to go through that hell. You know what I'm saying? In order to get, the kingdom of heaven, to be part of that first dominion and things of that such, right? To get the victory over the beast. I got a precept on it, but I ain't got no precept.
I kind of get from a point.
Yeah,
Now, it's really on top of a little bit, but it's just because the brothers were going into about how we judges of the earth, and how, going into the future kingdom. I think one of y'all said about how we'll be able to reign with y'all saying judge with y'all shot, because only the elect gonna have that dominion. Like, you're gonna have Israelites in the kingdom, everybody gonna be there, but everybody ain't gonna have the dominion to give judgment or to cast judgment.
As the elect.
You see what I'm saying? So this is just real fast. This is 1 Corinthians 6:1. There any of you having a matter against another, go to the law before the unjust and not before the saints? Do you not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are you unworthy to judge the smallest matters? Know you not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life, man? So you're gonna have the elect that's running with y'all shot. They're gonna be judging the angels. They're gonna be judging the rest of the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be able to cast for their judgment. That's just the point I want to bring up.
I'm finna say, while you at it, grab Revelation 15 real quick. Like 1 and 2, or 1 through 3, something like that.
You said 1?
Yeah, 15 and 1.
Right,
Read down to verse 2.
15 and 1?
Yeah.
Alright, so this is Revelation chapter 15 and verse 1. And I saw another sign in the heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, For in them is filled of the wrath of the Most High. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast,
So who is the ones that got the victory over the beast? The elect, boy.
and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name. What you going to?
That's what they
They
said.
thought that shit was cool.
They thought that was so funny.
What wrong? What wrong with that? They just looking at him
Them
like,
scalping
dude.
heavily.
Yeah, the
Giggling,
fan.
They just marked themselves.
Demon
Dumb
out.
as shit. They're gonna be the ones that die first.
Weird. What wrong with that? Nah, go ahead, man. Start from the top.
In verse 2, I'm going to start at verse 2 again. It says, and I saw it as a sea of glass mingled with fire.
God, for the ones who don't know, that sea of glass represents the firmament, aka the ozone, right? The ozone layer, right? And the fire is caused from what? The nukes. Ah, you got it.
It says, and them that got the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the hearts of the Most High.
So they're just showing you how the elect want to get the victory over the what? Over the beast, right? Over his image, over his mark, right? Over and over the number of his name, right? And what? Standing on the sea of glass, so what? The elect is ultimately also one of they damn, what's the word? Also one of the blessings, or how you want to put it, and then they're going to see Babylon the Great be destroyed, right? Standing, being on top of the firmament, right, in the chariots, right, watching this place be destroyed, right, getting the victory over the beast. Because ultimately what they do is they never took the RFID chip, right? They never went into the Esau program and the New World Order and etc. Right? They had to suffer, to get into that, chariot first dominion.
I just go back up and say that this is like Lord said, that's I think it's worth everybody says that's one of the top, that's one of his favorite, one of the top things he lived for is for a man to live to see the fall of his enemies, man. So like you said, us being the elect or being in the chariots watching the fall of Esau, even literally, that's like that's one of the best things, you know what I'm saying? That's what the Lord lived for, to see shit like that.
I think this is it, man.
It'll be a great sight to see. You know what I'm saying? Well, willing we got that number that get the victory over the beast, right?
We can finish off on Revelation 13 too. You never read all of it.
Oh yeah, kind of Revelation 13, Revelation 14. Somebody can read it and shit. We got that break down.
We read all the way down to 15.
It was something I'm serious.
Or 18, I mean.
It's outside the deal. It was something one of y'all said that had people the spirit think about. If you was going to some of y'all think about the spirit, those y'all think about it. Outside of man, but you know how you got the Saints football team. It's labeled after the Saints, and what they colors are black and gold, black and
It's like black and gold.
yeah, but it's more like it's gold too, but it's like bronze. Kind of like a light bronze. You can say gold, either or. You know what I'm saying? But you see the difference, the difference between the Bible, and then their logo is the lily. What's the Lord favorite flower? Lily. But that just easy to think about. Somebody said earlier, make me think about. That's how you know Esau know, man. Esau, that's why you got the red skin. They got the one. That's why they call it. It's all kind of shit. It's all kind of signs, though, man.
Yeah, all this shit is controlled, right? All this shit, read it how you want to put it, right? All this shit.
Yeah, we can get Revelation 13. We all want to start at?
It's 15, 14, or 16.
You really just read them all the way down. Just to mark Esau.
I'll start at 11. And we just break it down as we go. Brothers will break it down. Revelation 13 and verse 11, and it reads, and behold, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Constantly. Start read 11.
Okay.
And you got
I'll just read it on. What you want?
can you go to Daniel 7.
God, y'all ready?
Yeah, you
This is Revelation 13 and verse 11. And it reads, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. He spake as a dragon.
God, so this is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 7. And the reason, after this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth, and devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. Alright, verse 8. It said, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of men, and a mouth speaking great things.
All right, man. So right there where it says in verse 8, right, it says, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. Who is that little horn, man? That's Babylon the Great.
They said America, and that horns represent power.
So, and Babylon the Great, which is what? The revival of who? The Roman Empire, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just, again, like I said, that regeneration that even Yahushua spoke of in the verse prior that we read, you know, it's just the same thing coming back. This place is Rome. This place is Babylon, Egypt. You know what I'm saying? So
Sodom and Egypt, all that.
So it's all that, right?
Quick precept, what you got on. First Maccabees 8 and 15 say, moreover, how they had made for themselves a senate house, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting always for the people, to the end they might be well ordered, right? And that just referring to the fourth beast, right? But
so can you read verse 8 again for me,
Daniel 7 and 8. Said 3, 8, and then 7?
No, I'm saying chapter 7. Just read verse 8.
So this book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 8, said, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn.
That's Babylon the Great.
Right, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots.
Man. So those 3 horns are what? That's the French, the Spanish, and the British. Because when you go back into the history, right, when they left over there, England over there, and they came over here to America, who were the towns that came, right? You got the French, the Spanish, and the British, right? You got over here in America, right? These are those British people, you know, those 13 colonies, so on and so forth, right? But when you think of lands like Florida, why do you think they all speak Spanish? You know what I'm saying? Because they came from, you know what I mean? Or people over there in the Caribbean islands, it's like Creole, which comes from what? French. You know what I'm saying? Those are those 3 horns. Those are those 3 cultures, if you will, that came over here. But it says, so those are the 3 horns that were plucked up, man.
By the roots, when we finish off.
You can.
Say, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things.
Revelation 13 and 11 from the top. And it reads, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb.
Those 2 horns. But those 2 horns are what? Because if you got a beast, right? The 4th beast is what? Rome, which is America, right? But those 2 horns are what? You got your Democrats and you got your Republicans. These are the 2 horns. You got 2 different, like you said, power, 2 different forms of power, and they, quote unquote, they all battled it out. You know what I'm saying? When the elections come. You know what I'm saying, so on and so forth, which we know is all controlled at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, by one people, which is, you know, those top banking families, right? But those are those 2 horns represent. Those are the Democrats and the Republicans. Would you continue on?
And he spake as a dragon.
So Psalms 55 and 21, right? It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, man. So like it's the same thing. He spake as a dragon. You know what I'm saying? They're as a lamb. You know, a lamb is a docile animal. You know what I'm saying? It's nice and sweet. You know, whatever. But they speak as a dragon. So same thing. Esau, Edom, they come to you. You know, they act like everything cool, like with the MOTB and the B system that they got going on, and they, it's gonna help you out. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get you on that brand new car. It's gonna get you that new house. It's gonna get you all your food for your kids, so on and so forth. But ultimately, you ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing but trying to brand you, like you said. Like Tazawam said, like with those Greeks that be on those colleges. They just trying to brand you and show that you belong to them.
Kind of quick research. Sirach 12 and 10 say, never trust thy enemy, for like as an iron wrestler, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself, that's what I wanted right there. That's what they do. They humble themselves. They gonna talk sweet to you. They gonna make you feel good, feel nice. And just says the whole time they out for you, man.
Okay, so yeah, on that point, that's how this verse all relates, man. Because like the scriptures broke down, those two horns are what? Democrats and the Republicans. What do politicians do all the time? They just speak smooth things. They speak things that they think people want to hear, so that way you'll vote for them, put them in office.
What you think Trump did?
You know what I'm saying?
Trump was telling everybody did great things, right? So once he got in the office, what he did? Whatever the fuck he wanted.
Quick research back out of Proverbs 11 and 21, it reads, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
Continue to read on.
Con. Revelation 13, and I'll pick up at 12, and it reads, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the beast whose deadly wound was healed.
God, man, because if you read up, then you'll see, Esau Edom had a deadly wound at the time. And I don't really mean to get too deep into the history because that's really a sit down kind of lesson kind of thing. But you know what I'm saying, through the spirit and power of how about me, I'll shout out to those who are watching this, they know. Right? So again, that Esau Edom had suffered a deadly wound. And that's when Jacob was in power in Europe for a period of time. And then, but this is speaking of when they came back, right? They came back into their power. That deadly wound was healed.
God. Verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
God, man, who's done that? All throughout history, who's done that? America. You know what I'm saying? When you got, what was it, World War II, was it World War I? When they dropped those atomic bombs, it was people in Japan. You know what I'm saying? It was Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You know what I'm saying? Who did that? America. America's the only place that's dropped atomic bombs, according to my knowledge. Don't quote me on that. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember specifically, but if I remember correctly, America's the only place that has done that, man. Atomic bomb, you know what I'm saying? That it's caused so much destruction that it destroyed the entire city. You know, but that's Esau Edom, man. They try to create these wonders, and they try to show their force with these devices. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, ain't nothing compared to the might of Yahweh Shalom Shalom.
That's what I'm saying. Isaiah 14 are the one that he's the one that shake kingdoms and make the earth to tremble. How you do that? Do those nukes, do those bombs, do war.
You can continue.
God, this is verse 14. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
So like you're saying, man, they try to create wonders and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? They try to perform. They try to create all these, like you got AI. You know, all these technologies that try to wow the people. Like, wow, America's so smart. These people are so smart. They know what they. This is who I should follow. This is who I should. This is why I should take the MOTB, because they're gonna help me. They're gonna cure my sickness. They say I'm not gonna be blind no more if I take the MOTB. They say I'm be able to walk again if I put it in my forehead. If I get that neural link in my brain, they say I'm be able to walk again, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Cause I seen a video. You know what I'm saying? I can't confirm. It could be a rumor or it could be a truth. But they say that you might be able to speak different languages. You might be able to speak all these languages and communicate with anybody because it's gonna be fed right to your brain. You know what I'm saying? So these are all these wonders that they're trying to wow the people with. You know what I'm saying? But when they know deep down, you're not doing nothing but marking yourself.
Yeah, they just want to have a track on you. They just want to control you.
That's all it is.
I forgot what I was going to say.
And I was gonna say, that's why so many people worship and gonna worship this beast system because of the miracles. And this is how kingdoms all right, are established, all right, by power, by miracles, all right, by things people never seen. That's why when Yahweh shall come back, that's why it says their salvation shall be strange.
Oh yeah.
God, so it's like, damn, here it is. The Most High to give us a new image. All right, he going to give the people something else to worship. All right, because Esau Edom came with his miracles, just like it reminds you of the time with Egypt, man. All right, when Pharaoh came with his miracles.
I want him to fall so bad. I don't even know why. I just want him to fall.
But the point is, this is how kingdoms and rulerships are established. You got to get a people a vision, all right? You got to give people an image, something to hope on, and something to believe on, right? So, because everybody think America's this great place, right?
That's what that took will come with money, where the people love money.
God.
Love money's rule all.
15, and it reads, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Man, like, you know, and a lot of it be, you know, it can be a conspiracy, it could be true, it could be a speculation, you know what I'm saying? But when you got people who come out here and you go against their system, like if you using, the elder, is it Yashawamba in Dallas? The elder Yashawamba, he brought out, you know, looking at the medicine field, the science field. If you try to go around what they tell you to believe in, if you try to heal people some other way, they come after people like that. They try to silence them type people. They try to shut them down. You know, and in some cases they try to have these people killed. Like they say, you know, what's his name, Dr. Sebi. They say they had him killed. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. You know, so like they
Epstein.
You know what I mean? So when you got billions of dollars in the medical industry, then you got somebody on YouTube telling you, well, all you need to do is mix this fruit and this vegetable together, and it's gonna clean all that up. They gonna shut that shit down, man, because that's how they need that money. You know what I'm saying?
That's
But
how they get their money.
you know what I mean? That's
They
what's
may
going on.
have cure for cancer and all that.
I said,
Man.
yeah, he was crazy, like energy or something, like plastic.
Talking about that
Talking about
gas,
that.
Dude,
the
he
car
missed
gas.
it,
Yeah, he
it.
missed it.
Nah.
It's
Well, I seen some shit like his baby mama, some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
His baby mama, some shit like that.
And he just basically in a hideout right now.
Yeah,
He said he was being watched. He said he was being watched.
But that's about like he carnal. That's about like the Rashad dude. Rashad, hey, what's the dude? The TikTok dude. You know what I'm talking about? Rashad. It's Rashad something. What is he doing? He going to the he carnal, man. I don't even want to say it. He going to he just basically going into the truth, man. He just be telling, you know, how basically this in Esau kingdom, but he going to the he don't say this. He don't say it's the angels. He says the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki coming back. I think his name Jamal Rashad.
I know you're talking about, yeah. I think
He got locked up.
What it is.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, when you got, cause now this devil's being revealed, man. All right, he can't hide no more. And it's like it's almost like it's like today's court system. All right, when you got somebody going to trial to testify on you, usually that witness, what happens to that witness? The witness usually he get murdered, right? So that's what you see happening today, man. All right, beginning with the prophets, right? So we the true witnesses. I can pick back up if brother ain't got them. I start at 16 to read Revelation 13 verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and in their foreheads.
Man, I mean, that's what it is. It don't matter who you are. It don't matter if you Donald Trump. It don't matter if you a nigga on the street. It don't matter if you. It don't matter. It don't matter if you fucking
Little baby.
It don't matter if you're Ammonite or Jake, Edomite. It don't matter. Everybody gonna have to take heed to that system, man. What you
Come, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the name, or the number of his name.
And this next verse is really gonna bring it home as to truly who it is, man. Because people they try to say, oh, it's the spiritual demon saying, you know, it's this or it's that. It's finna tell you.
Come, Revelation 13, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
It says the number of a man. You know what I'm saying? Not some spiritual demon. No, it's the number of a man. Who is that man? Esau Edom, man. You know what I'm saying? That's who it is. That's what this beast system is attributed to, man. It's attributed to Esau Edom and the wicked, the sons of the wicked, man. You got 3 sons, but they are the sons of the wicked. You know. Sit on that.
Wait.
Like we was going to with rappers and stuff. He's already been grooming these entrepreneurs and these big celebrities for them TV to come. First, I remember last year when they had set the NFTs. I had all the celebrities, all the rappers doing NFTs, and then you just had what's the radio station with Charlamagne and them?
Breakfast Club.
Yeah, Breakfast Club. They were just going into about taking NFTs. They was talking about.
He was like, I don't know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like, would you take it?
They have these people. They're gonna have these people promote it, man. They're grooming these celebrities and people to get ready for these things. Even you had like Yo Gotti is a song. It's like a couple years ago, man. Like 2023. Yo Gotti was saying he got the song Cryptocurrency. He was talking about how he was even saying in the song how money everything finna go into our job, but a digital system, like so that's what the world coming to, man.
Even on that note, man, when you got motherfuckers like Charlamagne the God, which is really a dickhead, but you got niggas like him saying, I don't know, if you incentivize it and say, well, if you so unsure about it, we'll give you this and that, then the motherfuckers gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. It's because people who say no now, they gonna get incentivized to take it. So if you straddling the fence and you don't know, you definitely gonna take it. You definitely do.
I could, while we on topic of it, I can honestly see Jake. I ain't gonna say tricking the system, but you gotta understand how Jake gonna get his drugs. All right, so I can see Esau putting a loop in the system. What Jake have it where, somehow, some way, you got the mark, but you still buy your drugs. Man, I really believe it. I mean, you gotta think, who really operates the drug game? Who really? Esau Edom, so-called white man. So I'm pretty sure he gonna have all his businesses running.
God, when that crack hitting the agents, we did that. You know what I'm saying?
So they dropped that shit out. I was just saying they dropped that shit out for the
Niggas ain't found out yet, sir.
It was so cool, like remember one of the empires going to he said he had you remember that time for Israel and persuaded others. Let's go to
Let's go, yeah.
Shit, we been rough about what's going to tell me. Basically get that truck from the hill block. That's what happened.
finish out with figuring out Revelation
14 to 8, 9.
Yeah, 8, 9.
God. So this is the judgment for anybody, for everyone, rich, poor, free, and bond, right? That received his mark. Revelation 14, I'll start at verse 8. These spirits ain't never been this rowdy.
Man, wait.
But they get rowdy and rowdy every time.
Every time they get me
Revelation chapter 14, verse 8, and it reads, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
I would say, reread verse 9 for me.
Come, this is verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
So you see the outcome that's going to happen if you receive the RFID as in the MOTB, right? The Quran, right? Once you receive it, it ain't no repenting. It ain't no, oh, the Lord going to forgive me. Nah, I mean, you're going to get caught in that route by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, right? That's the indignation. That word indignation meaning what? That righteous judgment, right? So if you receive this mark, and it don't matter if you was forced, it don't matter if it was willing. If you get this mark in your hand or in your forehead, what's going to happen to you? You're going to be destroyed. You're going to be deleted, right? The song that verse all the way up, man. You're going to be deleted, right? It's not the right thing to do. You're not, you're not even, you're not the one advertising it, right? We're the one that telling you to not take the RFID chip, right? Not take the RFID chip, right? But, of course, it's all through the will of Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, right? But ultimately, that's it.
Like we mentioned at the beginning of the count. Anybody who take the mark, ultimately you forfeiting your salvation. All right, if you're an Israelite and you take the RFID chip, all right, to live in the society, being able to buy and sell, all right, you're forfeiting your salvation. All right, you're forfeiting, meaning you're gonna be trapped here in America. Man, you're gonna be stuck here. All right, you taking this over being redeemed. All right, being saved. All right, because ultimately the scripture says, "He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved." Man. And endure what? All right, when you endure something, not doing a rent, but to endure something meaning you got to go through something, all right?
It's not feel good.
It don't feel good at all. Yeah.
And it's funny because Esau has groomed everybody just to take the mark, man, because we so used to what? We so used to having everything tip off at our hands, man. So it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for brothers. It's gonna be hard for me here.
That's why it speaks about Revelation 3:10. It's the hour of temptation, right? Us gonna be tempted. Man gonna be tempted, right?
You can't be tempted by some shit you don't care about, some shit you don't need.
I'm thirsty now.
You feel me? Don't dry. Get some water. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you gotta trust in Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua. The angels the way he gonna take care of his elect in those days, right? That's why I say he gonna keep you from the hour of temptation. He gonna keep us from the famines, from the plagues, and things of that such, right? So you just gotta have your trust and your faith in Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua. And if you do die in the wilderness or in the FEMA council, whatever the case may be, hey, shit, you gonna receive that crown of life. Right? Cause why? You didn't give it to the beast. You ain't start worshiping Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua. Cause we know there's gonna be some brothers that's gonna taste that death, right? But we know that they're gonna be the first one to get beamed up. All right, so
Even those wants to close up. But just going into that temptation, man, the Most High is like the scripture's gonna say He's faithful, man. So if you're of that elect, which Lord willing, we you know what I'm saying, we are. But if we're of that number, then we have nothing to fear, man. We have nothing to worry about. You know, so this is 1 Corinthians. This is 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. It says, "There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. The Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it." Man, so even temptation is going to come. Like it didn't right there. It didn't, or even what's it? Chirac 2:1. My son is. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you, it's not saying temptation is not gonna come, but the Lord is faithful. He gonna give you a way out, man. He gonna create. You know, any situation that you can be in, man, the Lord can give you a way out of it. Man. He's not gonna tempt you above that you're able.
Like it speaks over James 1:8, and the overcome, roughly paraphrase, that's saying the one that overcome that temptation, right, shall receive that crown of life. You know, so we roughly paraphrase. James chapter 1 is a good chapter going to go to temptation and faith and things of that sort. Y'all got it.
That's dope.
I ain't talking about
1 and 12.
1 and 12, yeah.
All right, read it though. This is James 1 and 12. It says, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, It's like
receive
he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. You want to see that crown of life, man? Which is that's pursuant to we'll read what's that? 2 Esdras 2, around the 50th verse. Somewhere around there. That's that crowning service that you want to be a part of, man. Yeah, how much I was there, he was giving the elect their crowns.
That crown of life would be 100 times better than receiving that all 5
Any stress that's gonna be alleviated from the MOTB is nothing compared to
receiving that, you know, and good job, my well served, something like that, you know.
All right. And with that, Lord will, this camp was edifying. Until next time, we'd like to close out, giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, and Shalom to the hopefully elect.
Shalom.